Thank you for tuning in to the Patricia Show. My name is Patricia. Please press subscribe, like, and share. And share this video with someone who you feel would need it. Let's talk about you are in control at all times. This one, I really want you to get this. When I say get it, I mean really understand it. Because let me tell you something. When you do, your life will change. And nothing in this world could ever come against you again. Because you realize that you're the controller of everything. If you have negative things happening in your life, I know a lot of people are having trouble with spirit attachments. That's where a spirit attaches to you. Spirit attachment. So it could be people, it could be people that have passed and they lost their way. And they're attaching to you because when you have spirits that are not in the physical body, they can't survive in this earth atmosphere without depleting your energy. So they literally suck on your energy to stay to stay alive in this environment. Now, some people will think this is very weird, but this is true. And there's a lot of people I know, even on Google, when you search anything about this topic, there's a lot of people like begging for help because they have some type of spirit that's causing misery of some sort in their lives. I'm going to talk about that on another video because this video I want to talk about, even though you feel that they are in control because maybe they're doing things to you or, I don't know, they could be, this is making your life miserable. So you feel that they're in control. Let me tell you something. They're not. You're in control. You are the one who gave them the power in the first place. It's you that focus so much on them until it keeps them relative. Okay, so in the Bible it talks about how God's attributes. God's attributes are simply things that you're using of God. So for instance, you have no power of your own. There's only one power, and that power is God, and you're using it. Okay? We're going to talk about that later, too, because if you're using God's power, there's no way you're not powerful. You're powerful. But let's talk about that later. But anyway, so that's what I mean by God's attributes. God allows us to be able to use His power, His attributes, which was one of, He allowed us to use that as we go through life. So in the Bible it talks about the attributes. I think that's exactly what it calls, the attributes. Attributes are simply the likeness of God. Okay. So your number is, there's two things for you as a spiritual being, because remember, you're a spirit being occupying a physical body. So there's some parts of your attributes that are just extremely powerful, and it can get you out of any situation. I keep saying this. We're going to talk about that later too. Right now, I want to show you how you're responsible for everything that happens in your life. Let's give some examples here. Okay. So let's say that you've been going through life and you're you believe in God. You have a strong belief in God. And you've been, you was going to church when you was young, but you stopped going to church, which is okay, But you still have this strong belief in God. Now you gossip and you do, you criticize people, but you still have this belief in God, okay? So let me explain to you. There's the light and there's the darkness. Darkness is obviously criticizing, gossip, all that is darkness, okay? The two can't stay in the same space. It's either the darkness or the light. It's either or. So now when you actually, you believe in God, that's the light. but then you're straddling the fence because you believe in God, which is the light, but you're living your life in the darkness because you're criticizing people, you're gossiping, and all these other negative things you're doing. So what's happening here? You're actually bringing the darkness into your life. And once you bring it in, it just bombards its way in. And then before you know it, you're struggling financially, you're struggling with your marriage life, you're struggling trying to find a marriage life. Just struggle all through your life. What is that? That's darkness. If you believe in God and then live that belief, not being negative, just focusing your attention on all life, then your life would be different. It would be filled with prosperity, love, and peace. So the first thing you have to do is make a choice. Are you going to keep straddling the fence and living, I believe in God, but I'm living my life with darkness because I'm gossiping, and I'm just using examples because that's what's coming to my mind, like the gossiping, the criticizing, complaining, all of that stuff. Okay, I'm still straddling the fence. You have to say, I'm not going to straddle the fence anymore. I'm going to choose total light in my life. I believe in God, so I'm going to live my life the way I believe in God. Okay, so when you do that, you're making a conscious decision you're making a conscious decision to live your life in the light. So then you proceed and begin to actually do that, to live your life in the light. What is going to happen to the darkness is there? It will eventually fade away. Why? Because darkness and light cannot stay in the same place. It's going to eventually fade away. Why? Because you're no longer giving it any attention. Your attention has left, and your attention now is focused on all of the good that's going to come in your life. Oh, look at my friend. She just opened a business. She's going to be very successful. She's going to be very prosperous. And opposed to, look at those shoes she got on. And they all run over. Girls, I would never find myself wearing them shoes. You understand? So now all of your attention, all of your energy is focused on what? God's good. So what is going to happen? It's going to come in your life. And what's going to happen to the darkness? It's going to fall away. Whatever in your life it only is there because you're giving it attention. When you cease to give it attention, it no longer can exist. That's why you are in control of everything that happens in your life. Okay? So now let's do the opposite. If you're giving all your attention to this negativity that's in your life, you're always focused on the negativity that's in your life, what is going to happen to the light? It's going to start depleting.